Hi, my name is Van, and this is a picture of my Last Supper. The Last Supper. Yeah, my Last Supper. Uh, it's beef Wellington, and it was the first time I've ever made it, and it was delicious. I figured, why not? It's going to be my Last Supper, so I might as well go all the way, right? I call this my Last Supper because on today, I start the pre-op program for a procedure I'm going to have done in 2 weeks. And that procedure is called a gastric sleeve or laparoscopic sleeve surgery. It is a procedure that I've been working on I haven't been working on it, but I've been in a program to have this procedure since March of this year, and now we're in November, and I finally got a date when the surgery is going to be taking place in 2 weeks. So I have to start the pre-op program, which basically I'm going on to a liquid diet. Mostly liquid. I've also been told that I could have certain types of Greek yogurt. So it's going to be basically protein shakes and Greek yogurt for the next 2 weeks. Then I'll have the procedure done. For a few days after that is going to be strictly liquid. And then I'll go back to the protein shakes for 2 weeks, and then we'll see after that. I'm having this procedure done because I have spent years trying to control my weight. My highest, which was not very long ago, I was at 383 pounds, knocking on the door of 400. Not a good thing. And I realized that there's probably better than a 95% chance that whatever does take me off of this planet, is probably about a 95% or better chance that it's going to be something that's related to my weight. I have a pretty good quality of life, and I don't want to see that go down. Degenerative joints, things of that sort, heart disease, high blood pressure. So I decided that I was going to do something drastic. Like so many other people, I've spent a lot of time and a lot of effort trying to control my weight. I really have. Diets, exercise. I joined a very, very good group of men of similar age to me, similar interests, and we had regular exercise with a physical trainer who was very good and very passionate at what he does, and I did get into probably the greatest shape of my life since being in college, the best shape of my life since college, but the weight didn't come off. It didn't. And in going through this process, I've learned some things and some reasons why that may have happened. One of the main things I've learned is that medical science, not just everyday people, medical science now classifies obesity as a disease. It's not a condition, it's a disease. There are a lot of things that go into it, way more than just eating. It's a lifestyle type of situation, and the human body is a pretty incredible machine. It does some things because we will it to do, and it also does some things that it has evolved to do over the thousands of millennia that humans have been on this planet, not just Americans. However, the body does certain things, and we do certain things that together tend to form this disease of obesity. And my body mass at this point is 49, so I'm considered morbidly obese. Yep. Whatever takes me off this planet is going to be more than likely something that's related to my weight. So I'm going to try to get some better odds, and I'm going to have this procedure done. Okay, down to day 0, surgery day. It's been a long process, not really that long. I call it day 0, but it's actually a lot more days. This process started back in March. It is now December 12th, and all of the counseling, all of the consultations and things of that sort have kind of led up to this day. But this is not the end of the process. This is actually sort of the end of the beginning of the process, because the surgery really is not the major part of this whole thing. The major part of this whole thing is lifestyle change. That's the big part. That's the thing. That's the reason why once I was accepted as a candidate, they didn't just do it, in a couple weeks. They wanted to make sure that I was willing and able to go through the process, and so that's what all the counseling, all the other stuff was for. So we made it to this point, and I've been on this liquid diet for 2 weeks now. I got to tell you, I went about a week into this thing with the 5 meals per day that they told me. Right? They gave me this little. I don't have the paper, but basically you have like a protein drink. 3 hours later, Greek yogurt. 3 hours after that, another protein drink. 3 hours after that, another Greek yogurt. And then 3 hours after that, another protein drink. Okay? So, I did that for a week, and I was about to lose my mind. This is hard. Is this what the rest of this going to be? And then I did research, did some more research, and what I found out was that clear liquids were also permitted. Clear liquids, things like clear soups, broth, changed the whole thing. It changed everything. Suddenly, there's a Chinese place not far from, Chinese. There's this Asian restaurant not far from where I work. They got to know me because every day I was going and getting the egg drop soup, the sweet and sour, the hot and sour soup, and I was getting everything. I just fell in love with all of their soups. Strained them out, straight all of the bits, but the broth was delicious, and it made it so much more bearable. So be sure to ask, if you're going to do this, be sure to ask your doctor about that on that part. And if they say that's good for you, listen, it will make it so much easier because you'll have something savory. I started to crave salty stuff, salty things. I started craving like little cheeses. For some reason, cheeses. I just kept wanting cheeses. But the sodium, and that's another reason why you should ask your doctor about it. A lot of those soups are kind of high in sodium. So you want to talk with your doctor about it so that they can, if it is okay, you might want to come up with a pretty good amount that you should be taking in, so your sodium doesn't go through the roof. One of the reasons for this diet is it shrinks your liver. If you ever look at a video of the VSG operation, they have to kind of operate, and it's a fairly tight space, and they have to move the liver out of the way. Well, if that liver is large, then that's something that it creates kind of a big, not a barrier, but it just gets in the way. So one of the things about this diet is it shrinks the liver, makes it easier for your doctors to move around and perform the procedure. I am told that my procedure will last about an hour and a half. Normally, people go home in about 2 days. However, my doctor says that I probably won't go home until Sunday, which is 3 days from now. But he said that's just out of abundance of precaution. apparently my doctor or my surgeon, in addition to doing the normal, cut and staple, he also goes back over that and does additional sutures, just sort of a thing to try to help, added protection from any kind of leakage. And so they keep you, which I don't mind. But that's going to be today at 12, and we'll see how that goes. So everything that's led up to this point, and we'll see how it goes after that, and talk to you on the other side.